lovely new colour scheme on the car for the 2018 season. Really does, super smart looking car that. Both of these cars sponsored by Lucas Oils. Lucas, a huge supporter of British and European drag racing. They really do get their name branded incredibly well with the cars and the bikes that they support, and of course classes as well. Unfortunately, Tony Betts done his burnout and has kept on going, so I don't think it's either the idle's too high and he can't bring it down to engage reverse, or he's not going to come back down towards us, unfortunately. So Tony's just going to take the first exit, shut the car off, and we'll hopefully see him again later on. So going to be a solo for Bob Glassop with the Bubblegum Mark 1 Ford Capri. Bob Glassop used to run Fuel Altereds. He's ridden all sorts of things over the years as Bob, but this one is the dream car, if you like. He's got an original Mark 1 Ford Capri, a road car, but this one is the race car, a 1969 Ford Capri Mark 1. Got a super team around him as well. Got an issue there as well. Going to shut the car. Yeah, shut it down there. Obviously got an issue behind the supercharger there. Can't quite see from here what it was, but the team are not happy, so car being pushed back.
Oh, what's noticeable as well, I just noticed a little sticker on the back which says my other Mark 1 Capri still has a V8. Although it doesn't probably sound quite like that one, but anyway. We've still got loads more good stuff to come. We've got all the incredibly quick and fast bikes as well, lined up behind the tower. Everybody is suited up and ready to go. Also that man, Eric Richard. Last time we saw him was September at the European finals, and unfortunately came off the bike towards the finish line in testing a couple of days ago. Went into the sixes for the first time, so that was a fantastic effort for him. Colin, you've become invisible.
Yeah, I'm just looking out the back window, just trying to suss out what happened to Bob's car.
It was something on the injector on the top left-hand side. Whatever it was, obviously it stopped him from running. What we have to do...
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I think it could have been the throttle cable may have come away. So basically, if you went for the loud pedal, nothing would have happened.
Well, what we've got to do is we just got to go out and do a very quick track sweep, because all the dust you see hanging in the air behind the nitro cars is actually clutch dust. It's the clutch discs disintegrating. It creates a light film of dust on top of the racetrack. Fuel cars don't mind it. Everything else does. So anything called Pro Stock specifically is not that fond of it. But the first FIM session of the year is but moments away once the tractor is finished. A quick two-seater ride, I think.
Yep.
And then we'll be on with Q1 for all the bikes.
Very warm day to be sat in the pairing lanes with full motorcycle leathers.
It's warm enough down there with a pair of shorts on, mate.
Yeah, well, you're lucky.
And I can wander around and stand out of the sun and all that kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been very, very good indeed so far. Thank you very much indeed for your attendance. As Colin always says, Santa Pod is U-shaped, which means all the cars that you've just seen run, if you fancy watching them, going tearing them apart, putting them back together again before they come round and run again in a couple of hours' time, you are very welcome. Walk round behind the spectator barn, around into the pit area, and you'll be able to get up close and personal and check them out.
Always good to see. I wonder if Daryl can have a look in the passenger seat of the two-seater, see who's in there, but no. Oh, a bit nervous, right, a nervous passenger in the back of that. Good to see. Dale Leaks wandering around the start line. He'll be coming around fairly shortly. Dale normally is way, way higher than the start line. He's does a lot of parachuting and paragliding as well. So a bit of a down-to-earth for him this weekend, but he'll be going very, very quickly in a straight line. Bob Glassop going back to the pits with the Bubblegum Capri. A bit frustrated for the team. They were pretty much ready to go. Also got Rob Elsom with the Dirty Deeds Nostalgia Funny Car here this weekend as well. And we certainly hope that Rob will be coming around and making some passes as the weekend progresses. And if you would like the nostalgia scene, then, well, Dragstalgia, middle of July. Nostalgia Funny Car. We're doing what's called a Nostalgia Cannonball, actually. We've got the Fuel Altereds joining in that as well with Nick Davis. And come to Dragstalgia. It's one of the best events of the year up here. Super chilled out. Everybody has a real good time. And some of the cars and bikes that you'll see here are just absolutely jaw-dropping. Many of them from yesteryear. Some of them are fairly recent, but in an old-style theme. Make that a date for your diary. Dragstalgia in the middle of July. And if you want to find out more about all of the events here at Santapod Raceway, go to santapod.co.uk or .com. Both of them will take you to the website. Well, I was mentioning things going on site. We had Live Action Arena, had a good mention. But also, I'm going to give a shout out for the catering area. And the reason being is they got massive TV screens at the moment showing the coverage this weekend. And pretty much every pallet is catered for, be it you like noodles, pizzas, Indians, donuts, traditional fish and chips, burgers, sweets, you name it. All the foods are available in the catering area. The pits are open to the public, so if you want to go and have a look at some of these cars, you may see some of the teams thrashing. Most of them will be pretty chilled out and more. Everybody gets on with everybody. And it is a phenomenal experience to be able to go down the quarter mile. If you fancy it, go yourself. Why don't you come to a Run What You Brung meeting? Bring your road car. Doesn't matter if it takes 20 seconds to get from one end of the track to the other. The feeling it gives you is immense, and it's 25 quid to have a go down the quarter mile for as many runs as you can in a day. Again, go to the Santapod website or www.rwyb, that's Run What You Brung, and find out more information. And the only requirements are the unrivalled UK driving licence.
Yeah.
driver also, well, I said the driver, the whole team has a long chat and a bit of instruction for the passengers, not just a case of sitting there and holding on. When they come up to the line, they really do make sure that the passenger has her head pushed firmly against the back headrest there. If the head is leant forward just by one little bit, when Steve launches the car, you are thrown backwards at quite a rate, and if your head's not in the right place, you're going to bang your helmet on the roll cage. Well, there's a couple of people down there filming this, so obviously they're the ones that have set this one up. So pre-run check completed. Always show that the parachutes are armed to the driver. He wants to know that when he's gone through the finishing line at 170 miles an hour, when he pulls the chutes, they're going to blossom. Oh, 008 reaction time. Steve Warner, of course, a former drag racer himself and very successful one over the years. And that's another 7-second. Wow, 782, 172. One of the quicker runs for the two-seater. Obviously a very lightweight passenger in the back.
So we're on Q1 for FIM through stock bike. Mark Smith down there for Draper Tools and Warp Speed Racing. Stu Crane helping him out. I must admit, so far today, I give that pretty much an A+. If the bikes are anything like the four-wheel counterparts, this is going to be spectacular. So Pro Stock bikes are basically the two-wheeled version of their Pro Stock car cousins. Stock machines-ish. They are fettled within a millimetre of their life, however. Very quick, very fast. Normally, however, for Mark Smith, as soon as he dumped the clutch, jumped around about 2 foot, and then the bike died, unfortunately. So Mark won't be getting a lapse time this time round. Got the guys from the UK coming up as well. We've got Martin Bishop.
Yeah, it's a very strong UK entry this weekend as well, isn't it?
In lots of things, yeah.
Obviously, you got the Hope team here as well, and
they're right behind us as well with the other CBD Asylum, the Team CBD Asylum bike. Here's good buddy Alex on board, but before we get there, Kenneth Holberg and Maurice Bertrand. So Kenneth Holmberg hoping for a better 2018 than he had 2017. The bike has all the good stuff to be running in very, very low sevens. However, last year, just due to all sorts of horrible stuff going wrong, Kenneth had more trips home with broken bits than just about anyone else, I think, to be honest with you. He's in the coal-fire lane, taking on Maurice from France. Maurice, very capable and very quick Pro Stock bike rider. All being well, we expect your lapse times in the low 7-second zone, around about 180 miles an hour. It's only going to get quicker, actually, and faster, moving on with the bikes.
yeah, no Frederick Fredland this weekend, but we know
he did wish everybody good luck.
He did.
Have a good year of practice until he comes back and beats you all again next year.
Yeah, he'll be
back
to reclaim it next year.
Lots of eye shake going on there. I wasn't sure who that was. Oh, Kenneth away from the centre line. Just misses the blocks. Great first run, though, for Maurice Bertrand. 7:47 at 1:79. Kenneth, I think that was his chatter mark, actually. You didn't see the tyre. Because when you've got two tyres, it's slightly more stable. When you've got one, it just knocks you all over the place, doesn't it? So Bish down there. England's fastest gecko, as he's known.
Loving the Team Asylum T-shirts, actually, the joint T-shirts between Alex Hope and Liam Jones in Top Fuel. And if you look at the caricatures on the back of the T-shirts, really, really good indeed. Right then, it's Martin Bishop. And of course, Alex Hope.
Lots of tyre chatter going on when Alex goes for the centre line. Bish is on a run. Is it go? Dearie me. 7:47 with a 5. He actually goes to number 2. However, that is not the biggest concern. Lots of smoke through the finish line. Only 151 miles an hour. A bit of rebuilding to be going on for that team. Very quickly, can you wish my husband Grant Hagger a happy 11th wedding anniversary for yesterday, the 25th? They're over the moon. They're on the grass at Santa Pod today, which was a gift from their friend Chris Prowl. And we also maybe give a shout out and thanks to Kaz Hagger and keep enjoying your day. So there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. And Martin Bishop, though, that was not a nice sound, that one, was it? There was a groan and lots of smoke. Pro stock bike engines, like I said, are generally fettled within a millimetre of their life, and I think, unfortunately, something let go for Martin at the top end. Everybody on the quarter mile is hopping back over the wall, which is always a good sign. Up next, we have nitro bikes. We got the Super Twins coming up first off. Everybody past the finish line is still out there checking, though. So we do hope you've enjoyed your day so far, and like I said, we've still got more very quick, fast stuff to come. Up now we have Super Twins. Basically all in pretty much any kind of twin configuration, V-twin or inline twin, as is on Hans-Olaf Holstad's bike. But for now we have Mark de Boer from Belgium. Very tidy looking bike. Seen Mark before. I'm not entirely sure if this is his first run ever on this machine, but very happy that he's come to play with it this weekend at Santa Pod with us. Mark has a top gas bike. I know that for definite. I know I've seen him here before. So these are bigger, louder, and more often than not faster than their pro stock cousins. However, they are also unbelievably more unpredictable. So, Dave on the start line, making sure Mark has everything set with the handlebars as he rolls up to the line. Well, Mark with a nice, gentle-ish first run. That's still pretty good, though, to be honest. 890, 161. I think the team will take that. Lots of nodding and thumbs up going on. May well have been a licensing run, actually. I'm really not sure if he's run in Super Twin before, but round behind the tower, one of the bikes I've been waiting to see for a long, long time. Originally built by the Brackvogels for Adam Hewitt way back when, now in the hands of Alan Davis. This is a V-twin with a supercharger on. Actually, we got a number of V-twins. Actually, how many V-twins with a blower on have they got? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them. They're almost outnumbering the injected bikes this weekend. Alan, a very accomplished rider with his funny bike. I'm sure very much looking forward to getting on board with this. I'll have to double check who built the engine as well, actually, because it may well have been his dad, Pete Davis, because he builds the Pumas.
believe this bike build started in 1995.
That's right, I know it's been around an awful long time. I remember seeing the photographs of it in the magazine feature in the late 90s. Or maybe 2000, but around about then anyway. This is the first time it's going to be hitting the track in angle.
Puma V-twin, it was the very first one, actually.
Ah, it is built by his dad. Great stuff, Alan. 828,
Well,
169 miles an hour. As with any combination like this, with it all being, I say brand spanking new, it's nearly 20 years old, but it's the first time it's seen the racetrack in anger. So they've got something to tune from, something to go from. I tell you what, that bike would have had the potential to blow the field away completely when it was built. However, this is now 2018, and we have a whole new breed of super twins, and a bunch of them are sitting behind the start line ready to go. One of them, I am so glad to see him back here at Santa Pod Raceway as well. Hans Olaf Olstad with the Thunderstruck. Now this is another bike that the build was starting on it some time ago, and Hans Olaf got hold of it, finished it, and boy is he having fun. Now Hans Olaf was very, very successful with his previous bike, which was a regular V-twin down into the sixes on a number of occasions, but like most racers, he wants to play, he wants to tinker, he wants to go faster, and well, there we go. This was built by, this bike was originally built out in Holland as well before he had it finished off. I just don't like the precarious position of the exhaust pipes on these things, but what can you do? So from Norway, Thunderstruck is the bike, Hans Olaf is the rider. Keep your fingers crossed.
He's already leaning over to the right. Look at that.
Well, lots of noise, just not quite the associated acceleration for Hans Olaf that time round.
Was that the chute just been pulled then? But
Not sure.
It didn't blossom. Not going fast enough to really make the chute blossom.
I'm pretty sure, someone will correct me if I'm wrong, because I know they're listening, that Hans Olaf has been down in the sixes with this bike. But these things are, like I said, fettled within a millimetre of their life. They are very, very experimental. Everybody has their own way of doing it, and another team who definitely have their own way of doing it. The Zodiac team from the Netherlands, Ronnie Olsen is the pilot. Ronnie is from Norway. Ton and Vincent Pels, they had a, quite frankly, horrible season last year. This bike has the potential to be one of the quickest and fastest in the world, and it's nearly been there. Just last year really didn't work out that way. They had all kinds of engine issues. They got lots of new stuff on there, hopefully to remedy that. And the man with the throttle in his hand certainly knows how to ride.
Whilst the better just be completed, if they're not already in the lanes, can I have the two Jet cars, please? Firestorm and Fire Force. We know the rocket bike's already here, and so on the back of that lot, can we please have Super Comp from the sportsman classes, please? Super Comp from our sportsman classes, if we can have you into the pairing lanes, please. Oh, and I think we've got an addition to that. Yep, Street Eliminator. If we can have you as well, please. Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator.
Okay, back to qualifying now. I'm not sure whether this is just going to be a test launch. This bike produces monster amounts of horsepower. However, it does also have the capability, unfortunately, as we've seen before, to unstitch itself quite quickly too. So keep your fingers crossed for Ronnie and the Zodiac team. They certainly know what they're doing. Well, that was a lot more like it. Nice 100-foot launch. Ronnie off the throttle by then. They're going to go back, check everything over, and they'll be back round later on today for Q2, provided everything is still all good. That was certainly a lot more like it. 1.26 to 60 foot. That bike never leads really that hard anyway, because the big, heavy nitro bikes never really launch that hard. It's down racetrack where they kind of, all the power comes in. So, well, two bikes previously owned by Chris Hannum. Neil Midgley on board with the supercharged Super Twin, originally built by Rob van Geffen out in the Netherlands way back when, taking on another guy from the Netherlands. This is Gert-Jan Lesueur, season number 2 on a fuel bike with the regular, normally aspirated, injected V-twin. And I think so the bike of Gert-Jan Lesueur was built out in the States by Johnny Vickers, campaigned by Chris Hannum for a couple of seasons. However, he decided to sell it and focus on the supercharged V-twin with Neil Midgley on board in the coal-fire lane. Now, Neil Midgley was #1 qualifier in this class back at the European finals. The bike has all the capabilities to go deep into the 60s. A lot of good help as well. Al Smith, master fabricator and current top fuel bike pilot as well, with Phil Braveridge's 3-cylinder bike. Well, Gert-Jan goes for the centre line. Neil backs out of it just before half track. Trickles on through to an 8:37 at 1:07, 10:03 for Gert-Jan, 1:06 to 60 for Neil Midgley. That was more like it. No tie shake either. 440 at only 130 miles an hour at the 8th. That's pretty good. Yeah, Ron, you're not kidding.
Yeah, he's drifting a little bit towards the ball there, and I think if he'd have stuck with it, he would have been able to paint it.
Well, he did roll. He rolled out the throttle before the 8th mile, but we have got 2 more bikes, the last 2 in this class, and you've never seen this bike at Santa Barbara Raceway before. I've seen it in Scandinavia. I've seen it down there in Hockenheim. It's one of my favourite bikes in the world. It's Marcus Christensen with the, it for all the world looks like a pro stock bike. Well, okay, with a very big tyre and big wheelie bars on it. But if you look at the position that the way that he sits on the bike, it's totally unique. He nearly won it all at Hockenheim last summer. He was down into the mid-60s. So we're very happy that he's made the trek over from Denmark to join us. He's in the coal-fire lane, taking on the champ from a few seasons, Martin de Haas with the Haas Brothers V-twin. And again, don't forget, a lot of these riders, these are their first runs of the season. They've had no testing, no nothing. They just come out here to this brand new racetrack. See what I mean about Marcus Christensen? Look at the way he sat on the bike.
So far forward.
Completely upright, with the headers rooted behind him. It really does look like a pro stocker apart from the back half. So, in the coal-fire lane, that's Marcus. Auto Glim lane is Martin. Now Martin is one of those that pulls full quarter-mile wheels up runs, and he's certainly not scared of it. Look at Marcus Christensen go, he's way out in front. 661, 189 miles an hour. Your new #1 qualifier from Denmark on his first ever run, I think, on this Santa Pod quarter mile. Fabulous. 688 at 2:04 for Martin de Haas, but I'll be honest with you, for once all eyes were planted on Marcus. He backed off it at the top end by the looks of it as well. I told you that was a 650 bike, and there we go. That boy, if he runs, obviously he's here this weekend. If he does the other FIM races, has got a very good chance at the title this summer.
Right, top fuel bike then. Eclectic mix of machines. Funny bikes incorporated into this, and they'll only be taking part in eliminations if they can run 6 seconds, or have run 6 seconds, I should say. So Phil Crossley on the Bottom Chop Suzuki, and Glenn Borg on General Lee, the Suzuki machine, hailing from Malta.
I'm very appreciative of Pippi backing up everything I'm saying. Thanks, mate. No,
Shame he's not here, actually.
Yeah, very much. Well, he's virtually here. He's in my blooming right hand all the time. Bless him. No,
I
it's
wouldn't
all right.
admit to
I'm
that
only
in public,
kidding.
but there
I'm
we
only
go.
kidding, Bippy. I'm glad you tuned in, and we do miss you. We wish you were here. So, Phil Crossley. Glenborg going very much for the centre line. He's going to get one. He misses the other and takes it back in his lane. Phil Crossley all the way through to an 8 flat, 173. I do like the note on the back of that bike. It says from Phil Crossley's bike. It says built by me in my shed. That bike's been way quicker than that though. Glenborg rolled the start line beams and headed for the centre line almost instantly. We've just got a block to replace before we can carry on with qualifying. There's a bunch of 6-second funny bikes here as well, and this is one of them. Coming up next is the Storm bike, ridden by Lorcan Parnell, Barry Eastman's bike, I beg your pardon. And Lorcan has been in the 6s on a number of occasions. Yeah, we've just got to stick the block back down again, which I think they've done already in expert fashion. Look at that. Are you missing your wedding anniversary today?
I am.
Well, you're not missing it. It's still your anniversary, but you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Very understanding wife, mate.
Yeah, for the last 10 years, I've been up here for the wedding anniversary.
What, every time?
Well, you know, 26th of May, depending on which way the weekends fall. But most of them I've been busy.
Well, you must have actually been getting married at some points because you weren't here that weekend.
No.
Yeah, is that it?
That was 28 years ago.
28 years ago, mate. Fair enough. Come on in, join in. Said you could. It's all right.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, let's have a,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
a
Come
live
let's
on the
have a quick
cans.
chat. It's all right, I'm only joking.
Fly past is now 2:43. So it's a little bit late. Keith's deciding with Karen is down there.
Yeah, the news hot from there was that the Battle of Britain Memorial Flypast will be at 2:45, 2:45.
Yeah, so 20-minute time difference to where they should have been coming in 25 past 2. Lorcan Parnell's machine, it sounds so different from every other
It is.
bike.
It's the whole configuration of it is very much like a Top Fuel bike with, but with, you know, with a big turbo on there. Both these two have potential to be side-by-side 6-second machines. Eric Richard, like I said, last time we saw him was at the finals last year, coming off at the top end. He went in testing the other day, he ran a 6. Well, Eric's still going out there in the coal fire lane. What's he got for us? 7:24, 189 miles an hour. Lorcan with issues, unfortunately, just off the start line.
Eric didn't even manage to get his feet on the pegs on that run. 189 mile an hour, and both his legs were flailing around, just couldn't get them hooked onto the pegs. Right, looking around the corner. Oh, some incredible machines lined up. 2 more underneath us, though. Right, Thomas Petterson alongside Steve Woollett. So you've got a funny bike and the Top Fuel bike. So Steve Woollett, well, what is there not to know about Steve? Been riding the dealer machine for a very, very long time. Found his 6.2 second form again last year. PB of 6.19. Thomas Petterson, he has been in the 6s with his machine, 6.83, his best numbers ever. Right, okay, visor down, let's bring him into pre-stage. Steve Woollett waiting patiently. Champion run for the dealer. Arrow straight all the way through, 636, 195. Thomas goes through with a 726, 143.
Really nice first run for Thomas, though. He's been down in the sixes on a few occasions. Clicked it off quite a way early, actually. He's 143 mile an hour. If you look at his 8th mile time, though, 4:39, that was a 6-second run again, and clipped it off. Steve to the 8th in 4:08 at 1:79. He's been a lot quicker than that before. Might need to this weekend. Right, a bike we've seen many times before coming up now, however, with a new rider for 2018. The world's most famous drag bike passenger.
Yeah.
Philippos Papaphilippou from Greece, now on board what was in King's monstrous Puma top fuel machine. Coming up against, is he going to be running alongside Dale Leaks, or is he going to be on his own?
Well, Dale is under the tower, so...
He's there. Yeah, I think they were going to be side by side. I think he enjoyed that a little bit too much. Ian, if you're listening, why didn't you do burnouts like that? I'm only joking, obviously. Yeah, he's gone so far, look. Poor old Mike has to jog after him, look. He's going to be super strong. Keep pushing that back all the time. Yeah, so we have a top fuel bike versus funny bike matchup this time. Now, this is Phil's first ever event on this bike, folks, so please don't expect too many fireworks. This is a 5-second, 240 mile-an-hour bike. However, Phil is very, very good on a funny bike. This thing is a whole different animal. I remember when Rikard Gustafsson moved from the funny bike onto the fuel bike, and I think I told you, didn't I? I was there for his first ever 6-second run in Finland when he won the event as well, Rikard. And up the top end, he was as cool and calm as he ever is. Here, when he made some of his first runs on the fuel bike, he was giggling like a kid. He absolutely loved it. He couldn't believe the difference.
Right, the customary punch of the air as Dale Leaks comes up to the line.
Well, he's been in the 60s. He went to 6:99 in Hockenheim last summer, I think. Let's see how Phil does. I'm anticipating not a full run.
No, it's not a full run at all.
Not much. 6:09, 214 miles an hour. I'm not entirely sure that was the plan. However, who gives a monkeys? Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Papaphilippou's quickest ever run by half a second, and probably most exciting one as well. 107 to 60 foot to the 8th and a 401 at 196 through the track, 609, 214, and you can bet that was turned down as well. On the receiving end of that was poor old Dale Leaks with a very nice 741 at 184. However, we were watching Phil hanging on to his new ride. I think, to be honest with you, well, practice is over.
Yeah.
My goodness me, that was just superb. I'd actually like to see, I'm going up the top end later on, and I'm just, the only thing I'm gutted about is I didn't see Phil's face when he came around the corner after that one, because that's by far the quickest he's ever been.
I want to see the throttle trace on that.
He was all over the place, wasn't he, I think? But who cares? What a job. What a riding job. So we've still got 2 more bikes to go.
Oh, bizarrely, we do have a bump spot now of 10.90.
So Rikard Gustafsson, fresh back from being out in Valvosa in the US, went into the 580s with this machine, has the potential to do it again. Just want to say a big hi to a couple of people watching at home. Yes, sorry. He was obviously on it at that point. So underneath the tower as well, Stu Crane, who ran a PB by a bunch at the finals last year. However, grenaded the engine at the same time. I was just saying, hi, a couple of people at home, more specifically Evie, if you're watching. Very good afternoon. Hope you're enjoying watching the bikes. And she looked at the screen and said, this is where the hot cars are, because she likes the jet cars. Bless her. I'm in trouble, aren't I?
Right, into the pairing lanes, please. Can I have Super Street Car, please? Super Street Car.
Now, the bike that you just saw run 6:09, this is another one of those. Ricard, like I said, went 5:85 in Valdosta. The conditions are probably similar. The racetrack is beautiful and new, and Ricard knows how to ride. He also knows he's got some serious competition with that Greek guy. That was a pedestrian one for Ricard. 6:25 at 2:27. Top speed so far. However, you could see him back off a little bit. 1.14 to the 8, 4:14 at 1:88 to the 8th mile. That still looks so smooth, doesn't it? You know, again, I can't stress enough. This is the first time a lot of these people have seen this brand new racetrack, and this is what they're going out there and doing. Just wow.
Right, so bump spot now, 10.40. Don't forget, this is still the first session. We've got another one this afternoon.
Another two tomorrow, yeah. So it's Stu Crane, another 6-second runner on a good day. Like I said, he ran a really good run in round 1 back at the finals. However, got a little hot at the same time, didn't he?
Oh, super looking run there. Oh. Thought that was on one then, 107 to 60 foot.
Yeah, 287 to 330, out of it by the 8th mile at 466. 878, that is a 6-second Pro Mod bike all day long. So that wraps it for Top Fuel Bike. We have the eclectic mix of Super Street Bike, one of the best classes in all the drag racing coming up now.
Oh, this is going to be incredible.
It's also going to be non-stop, this is. Right, Mokel Olin from Sweden with a Hayabusa in the coal-fire lane, up against Rudolf Maduro from the Netherlands. Quite a few of these guys and girls were testing here back on Thursday, and we're running PB numbers, so expect good stuff.
Well, I can easily find out, but the European bump spot record has got to go this weekend.
Might go this session. There's 24 of them. 7-second runs up towards and maybe even over 200 miles an hour on a good day. Rudolph getting over towards the wall, hanging onto it rather expertly though. 775, 187 and a 793 at 184. Opens Michael Olin's account. Everyone looks a little nonplussed. So good to see Thomas Granitzer from Germany back with the family bike, or one of the family bikes I should say, going up against Eric Jeans from the Netherlands with a Hayabusa in the coal-fire lane. Bunch of new names so far in the first couple of pairs. Thomas has been down into the low 7s again on many occasions. Colin's just checking out the record bump spot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's probably around a 770 something. Very slow and steady off the start line, saying that 134, 60 foot for Thomas, but he's out of the throttle. I think that's the collector, just gone off of Eric Jean's bike up there towards the top end. 897, 108, Eric with a 979.
European Finals 2014, the bump spot was 7.74.
That was not a bad guess, was it, to be honest with you? Margot Smith and Jake Michelle. Jake on a Super Street bike.
Yeah.
The Team Asylum booster, that's one of, well, that's a very, very quick and fast machine, that is, in the coal-fire lane. Margot Smith from the Netherlands with the Smith Performance Hayabusa. Margot's been in 850 bike. I'm pretty sure this is the same machine, obviously just stepped up the performance to run in Super Street. Now, benchmark performance, like I said, for Super Beat Street bike is low 7s towards 200 miles an hour. A very, very good run is 200 plus miles an hour. An exceptional run is something beginning with a 6. Jake heads for the centre line, but expertly keeps it off of it. He blasts through with a 7.58 at 1.93. He's going to be good. Well, he already is good. He's just in another class now. 7.94, 1.77 for Margot. Nice number. I think we got 24 of these as well, haven't we?
Yep.
Nothing like a bit of on-the-edge competition to spice things up a bit. Okay. Up next, Sandro Haldeman from Switzerland in the coal-fire lane. Taking on Robert Hagblom from another guy from Sweden, part of the team 817. She's having the same problem you do normally, Carl. Not being pregnant, obviously. So, Sandro looking for a good 7-second run, as is Robert. Well, Sandro's gone way past him there. 7.70, 1.89, and an 8.10 at 1.71 for Robert Hagblom. This bump spot's going to change constantly. Do you remember that one event? I can't remember what it was, but they got one session. One measly session. And they had a 7-second bump spot. Good to see Pete Field back, the onboard power high abuser from up there in Nantwich in the Auto Glim lane. Very capable of running 7.1s, maybe even 7.0s over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, he went 7.20 at 199 miles an hour for a PB on the test day. Just a gnat's quicker and a gnat's faster, and he'll be in the 7.1s at over 200.
Taking on Graham Dance. Graham, another very capable low, well, they're all capable low 7-second runners. I don't know why I say it every time. .60, that's more like it for both of them. Beatfield off the throttle at the top end, 7.43 at 1.93. With a lot of smoke for Graham Dance. Beatfield backs out of it to an 8.12. Beatfield had the quicker run to 60 foot. However, the numbers kind of fell off after that. Obviously, something was wrong. A little bit of a track check at the top end in the coal-fire lane. All appears good. Marshall goes skipping over. Eric Gruber from Austria with that really cool Kawasaki in the coal-fire lane against Mark Hope, another one of the Hope clan in Super Street Bike. He's in the Autoglim lane.
7.74.
Yep.
Well, a bit of a bucking bronco there for Mark Hope, pulling the wheels up in each gear.
He's hanging on to it, though.
He is.
7.67 for Eric Gruber. Terrific run for him. 185 miles an hour. And Mark Hope, 7.88 at 1.88. Not to mention a pretty damn good job holding on to it when it didn't want to be held on to. Okay, so Clemens Vallier from Germany taking on Dave Thomas. Blimey, we hardly ever any Kawasaki's. We've got two side by side here. Dave Thomas down into the 7s on numerous occasions. Hopefully Clemens about the same. Like we said before, 7.74 is the record bump. We're going to be getting towards that sometime probably later on today. Problems for Dave Thomas, no such trouble at all for Clements. 134 to 60, 7.71, 192 miles an hour. And Dave Thomas sitting up on the bike, just rolling. Hopefully he can keep it going through the finish line.
I think he's going to come to a halt, actually.
I think he is. So let's have a quick recap. Yeah, number one at the moment with that 7.43. So far is Graham Dance. Then we've got Jake Michelle on his first outing, 7.58. Eric Gruber, 3, 7.67. We've had 13 bikes and the top 9 are in the 7s already. And we've got a lot more to go. We've got another 11, I think, or 10 or 11. At least we've also, after this, folks, if you like that kind of thing, we have jet cars coming up in a couple of moments' time. And also Eric Tabor with the world's only rocket bike.
After that, we got a little bit of sportsman qualifying with Super Comp, Street Eliminator and Super Street Car. They should all be in the lanes as well. And don't forget, we have got a full cycle of sportsman qualifying to follow that afterwards as well. And of course, another full-on pro session as well.
Oh yeah, we forget that bit. The first one was pretty good.
The first one was incredible.
Yeah, the first one was just, you know, why we come racing, to be honest with you. It was just that good. It was terrific, one into the other.
Well,
so
we
just
stationary just before the finishing line up there. Sure.
Yo, check this out.
So track checks are all okay. I think Dave is being towed off up there at the finish line. Oh, they're pushing, are they? Well, it's not that far to the first turn off, is it, to be honest?
So the first exit's 100 yards past the finish line. Quite a way.
It is, actually. Obviously, it still looks like a bit of a trek. Well, the tailwind should be helping the Super Street bikes. You normally have it, obviously, you know, 180 degrees completely different. You normally get a headwind which doesn't assist them.
Okay, we got a little bit of downtime on the track, so I'm headed up to the bank with meeting some fans here at the main event, Southpod Raceway 2018. Now I've come along with a couple of chaps wearing the White Noise t-shirts, so they are obviously fans of Bob Malden, Peugeot 205 that races in Pro ET that we've been following this weekend. Now gentlemen, obviously fans of Bob Malden, but please let us know your name, why you're here, how long you've been coming for, and obviously who you're supporting.
I'm Gareth. I've been coming here probably about 4 years now, specifically on this bank holiday weekend. Was looking around Bob's car, noticed he got some of the original interior on there, got talking to him. It's a family team, great family atmosphere. Every time we're down there, go and have a beer with them, and it's just a really great event. So categorically, yeah, Bob Malden, the 205 favourite.
That's it. So if we were Red Zone were doing the betting this weekend for Pro ET, that would be your money, mate. Brilliant. And you, sir?
My name's Pete. I've been here for about 6 years. I tend to go in September. This is the first time I've been to this one for a very, very long time. Yeah, well, I got involved with Bob. Superb guy, cracking car. I actually designed it, so
Very nice.
guilty pleasure.
Okay, so apart from Bob Malden, obviously here, what's your favourite class?
Pro ET.
That's very mixed. Right then, guys, we have a little Yorkshire chant for Bob Malden. Come on, Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Yorkshire. Come on, Bob Malden, Pro ET.
And also, Super Street bikes do tend to like a little bit of wheel speed, which they don't tend to get on a very sticky international racetrack, but there we go. So, Steve Venables, first into the 6s a couple of years back. with his Ven Racing Hayabusa in the coal-fire lane, taking on Gary. My goodness me, this is a match-up for all time,
Well,
isn't
you've got
it?
the ET record holder against the speed record holder here.
Well, two very sedate 60-foots. Gary Bow with issues. They're both off it at
Both
the top
sitting up.
end. Yeah, 795 for Ven, 788 for Gary Bow, and at the moment they're only number 12 and 9.
Right, so that now will change the scoreboards. You'll see a 9.79 appear. And there it is, as if by magic. That is the bump spot for Super Street. So basically, although we got 4 qualifying sessions, we've now had 16 bikes that have gone through. And you've got to go quicker than 9.79 to get in. When you do, it will change the bump spot again.
However,
Graham Bouchin, my goodness me, he put an absolute flyer in the other day. Very, very low 7.1.
these conditions are a lot different as well.
Yeah.
It's warmer. They've got a tailwind, but it's definitely a lot warmer. Against Rudy Zorzi in the coal-fire lane from Italy. Oh, Rudy Zorzi going up instead of forwards, but he caught it really well.
Graham with a 124.60
Yo!
foot number 1 qualifier.
7.16, 203 miles an hour. And Rudy did a very good job of holding on to that. 7.91 at 1.89. Yeah, 124 60 foots a pair. They were both really on one, but Rudy Zorzi an awful lot more up instead of forwards.
Well, Graham living up to his testing form. Still plenty more to come though.
Well,
second session much later today, depending on what time obviously they take to the track.
We're only 2 bikes away from a 7-second field already.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Bump changes to 8.12.
one of the stars in testing, Daniel Lentz, with a huge terminal speed. He's down there in the coal-fire lane. He's from Hungary, taking on Franklin Borg from Malta with the Hayabusa. Simon Gorbania's machine in the Autoglim lane. Now, this bike just
I mean, it has got 691, but it wasn't backed up for a record, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he went 691, and that was just incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible at the European finals last year. I think, was it in the other lane? I think it was Morgan's Lund. Yeah. He just sat up and applauded on the bike, didn't he? Whoa! Franklin with an awful lot of up. Daniel Lentz way out in front, 7.39 and 7.78. Not the kind of numbers we were expecting, but still good. Side-by-side 7-second runs. We now have an all 7-second field. Well, most unusually, Graham Bouchin's got 0.2 of a second on everybody at the moment.
That could change.
Will.
Yeah, you never know. It might change that one of these two are 0.2 on the field.
Morgan's Lund, your number 1 and 2 in the championship last year. Rick Stubbins in the Autoglim lane. Morgan's Lund from Denmark, the Sunoco machine in the cold fire lane. Here's the number 1 spot going to go with these two.
123 for Morgan's.
Oh. 7.14 for Morgan's Lund. Goes to number 1 just. Rick Stubbins with a 7.20 at 2.01. I don't know why, but maybe it's the new racetrack. They look so undramatic when they go that quick now, but that's just incredible. So Super Street bike bump spot is already a 7.93, and that wasn't a quick session by any stretch of the imagination. Michael Olin with a 7.93 is a bump. Rudy Zorzi just above him, as is Gary Bow, but your number 1, Morgan's Lund, 7.14. Graham Bouchin 2 with a 7.16. Rick Stubbins 3 with a 7.20. And from there on down, session 2 is going to be huge.
Yeah, there you got 3 and 4 to come tomorrow. Into the pairing lanes, please. Terry Gibbs, Super Gas Shootout, please. Can we have the Super Gas class into the pairing lanes?
Okay, coming up next, we have jet cars. 2 of them for your viewing pleasure, not side by side.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is a shame. I do like side by side jet cars. First time we had a quick practice, shall we say, back at Easter. Roger Goring with the Firestorm, one of the world's only front drive, as in front, sorry, centre steer, I beg your pardon, centre drive, centre steer jet cars. This one is a Ford Mustang.
That's what you don't want, is a front engine jet car, isn't it?
Wouldn't go, well, funny you should say that. Have you ever seen the turbine powered slingshots?
No, I don't.
Yeah, check it out. Check out the Arfons brothers. Go on.
Oh, yeah, no, but that's turbine powered. You don't want a jet
Yeah,
front engine.
fair enough.
That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
but the thing is, with the turbine is still in his face. Matt Wright's got the same sort of thing. It's just beyond bonkers. At least you can see what the engine's doing, and you can see what's melting your visor, can't you?
Do you know, I forgot about Matt Wright's car. That is, Matt is mad. Matt's probably on the banking somewhere. He's, where's Matt? Give us a big wave, Matt. He's normally up there. He's been doing all sorts of updates from his phone and that. So
He's definitely here.
Yeah.
And got a Fuel Funny car on the way. Fingers crossed that'll be out very shortly. We've got Dragstalgia in a couple of months. That's what everybody's working towards. So you're going to see up here on the VIP balcony people who have never seen a jet car before about to get a literally baptism of fire is the only way of putting it. So Helen and Roger. I think Roger was down in Hockenheim last summer as well for the Nitro Olympics. Here we go. It's also noticeable he's a lot further forward than the others, shall we say.
So those of you tuned into the excellent coverage via the internet, this is the main event, round one of the FIM and FIA European Championships. And this is our first jet car of today. This, of course, Roger Goring with Firestorm. And directly behind that, it is Martin Hill with Fire Force 5.
I think the kids on the balcony are impressed because it's melting their ice cream.
He's going in. He was a little bit unsure on that one. Great straight run there for Roger. 6:24, 250 miles an hour at the stripe.
Fantastic stuff. Does that little lad up there want a new ice cream? I think he deserves it after that one. I think he just melted it, didn't he? But there we go. Anyway, give him a big cheer, folks. That's Helen of the team.
Oh, you mean the kid sat down with the sunglasses in the second row?
That's the one. Well, we've got one more of those coming up. This one, the rear engine version. This is a dragster, Martin Hill with Fire Force number 5, rolling round underneath the tower. This is one of the world's quickest and fastest jet cars. Jet cars like Cool Air, which obviously it isn't today. And shortly after as well, we've got Mr. Eric Tabor with the world's quickest and fastest bike on 2 wheels.
Yeah, the world's original crazy Frenchman. Had a few imitators, but
yeah, no one will ever beat him. No.
Yeah. So Richie, Horace, and the gang. I think there's a couple of new additions to the Fire Force team. We've got to know who they all are yet. But Martin was running 5.43 yesterday. He didn't go entirely to plan. They did take it to the top end and fire the jet up, give it a few tests. But today it's 5.45, the Jet Dragster. Nice that Martin has got a spare jet car. Right, we're just getting Martin into position. I think he's pretty much there. We're just waiting for the thumbs up. But don't forget, after this, it is Eric Taball. Then we've got some sportsman racing as well. So it's all about to happen.
Well, Colin can have those because they're length, so they're past use 5J.
Bless you.
Always think.
Oh, you bet.
Do you want to walk up here so I can hold on to things? I've done this before.
Right, well, everybody's sort of looking over the jet at the moment. I think it's a week, you can't see it. It's directly beneath us. I can see the nose of it out the front. I can see the tailpipe if I look down the back, but I can't actually see what's going on with the actual car itself. Bear with us, folks, as soon as the jet gets going. Obviously, I can tell you what's happening at the moment. Just bear with us, folks. Right, here he goes then, the turbine now winding away as he builds up. Ready to do a bit of a flame show for us.
That is quite warm, actually.
It's very warm. Right, going to wind the jet up even more now. The afterburner pops will get fiercer and louder.
What were we saying about the wind blowing the wrong way yesterday? You might have to ease off on the smoke a little bit, actually.
Yeah, well, the tailwind's not helping, actually. We cannot see a thing at the moment.
He's calming it down a little bit until the cloud disappears a little bit. Let's hope the breeze blows it away quickly. I can see up to about 3:30 now, so it'll be gone in just a couple of moments. There is a jet car in there somewhere, folks. Do you know what? That's the first time I've ever seen, you can see the finish line again. First time I've ever seen that happen, where he has to wait because we all can't see a damn thing. There we go. As the gantry comes back into view.
Yeah, you can see where he's going now. So Martin Hill with Europe's fastest jet car.
It's very atmospheric over there on the bank, look.
Yeah.
Give him a big wave, folks. .97, 60 foot. We're not worried about that.
What a super run that was.
Oh, wow! 5.20, 308 miles an hour. Well, there's another car that loves a new racetrack. I think that is his. That is his fastest run ever. I do well, other than
no, I
the
think
funny
he's got 5.1, but wow.
No, fastest, not quickest, fastest.
No, he got 3:35 in 5.43.
Yeah, that's what I said, but not in that car.
Oh, right,
anyway,
sorry.
Yeah.
What a
still,
run, though.
308 miles an hour. Who's that for a match racing? Anyway, give the team a massive cheer, folks.
They like that.
Definitely the quickest and fastest jet dragster in the whole of Europe. And it continues just when you think you've seen the quickest and fastest thing. One of Eric's fellow countrymen. If you could once again please put your hands together for a gentleman called Mr. Francois Gizzi, who was unfortunately killed a couple of weeks ago on a steam stroke rocket powered bicycle out there testing. And unfortunately, he wasn't as lucky as the rest of us and still isn't here anymore. So if you could just pay your respects to Mr. Gizzi with a small round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Eric, for one, wanted us to mention Francois and his effort, because obviously he knows how difficult it is and how tough it is running anything on two wheels that goes that fast. Now, Eric, the bike that you see down there isn't like anything you've seen so far today. It's quicker than any bike you've seen, and more powerful and faster. However, the big difference is what is underneath there is a rocket engine. Yes, I said that right. It's a rocket engine, as they used to use to land lunar landing modules on the moon. It's a small version of that, but it produces a massive chemical reaction, and that chemical reaction is channeled out the back pipes of that bike to thrust it to some ridiculous speeds. Is he stuck? Oh, what Eric's got on his feet. They do look like slippers, you're right. Anyway, there we go. I'm sure they're fireproof slippers, but there you go. So what Eric's going to be doing in the next couple of minutes or so, we'll play a little bit of atmospheric music, not like he needs it, to be honest with you, but this bike does do 0 to 280 miles an hour in just over 5 seconds. And bear in mind, it is on 2 wheels. I know Pippi, for one, is very glad that he's not here to watch this because it scares the living crap out of him every time he sees it, and quite a few people watching as well. But Eric has been doing this now for a number of years and really does know what he's doing. So what he's going to do, he's going to open up the tanks, which starts the chemical reaction. Dave's going to push him back into the water box, basically so that any of the fuel that drips out the back runs on hydrogen peroxide, which is very similar stuff you use to dye your hair with or bleach your hair with. However, a much higher concentration. I think you use like a couple of % or something like that. Is that right, to dye your hair with, Colin?
Yep.
When you dye your hair, how do you do it?
Not with the 98% that he runs.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be that colour anyway, if it's like that. But yeah, something like that. But he runs a lot higher concentration of hydrogen peroxide in there to produce that chemical reaction. And what's strange about this, compared to what you've just seen, it's not like when you watch them take off from Florida and they blast off into space, there's a big build-up of smoke and energy and everything else as well. This is completely silent until he hits the go.
Asked a question, actually, who was that crewing with Martin Hill and good buddy Jim Usher? Informs us, of course, it could only be one person, couldn't it? Julian Webb.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed,
Force.
Jimmy. Nice that you tuned in, mate. Sorry you're not here. However, we'll hopefully see you at Dragsters.
Yeah,
in a couple
he's
of months.
he's going to be bringing Hemi Hunter back for Dragsters.
So Eric checking to make sure the steam has started behind him. It's just a little build up to what's coming.
Oh, Dave spotted them now. Yeah.
Well, Eric, unusually, is taking his crash helmet off for, well, a very unusual reason as well. Simple reason being that the crew have noticed Eric may have made a slight
Wardrobe malfunction.
miscalculation. He's actually wearing, he's not wearing motorcycle boots as he normally would. He's actually wearing what looked like a pair of Skechers. So the race director has deemed that's the reason. Give Eric a cheer. I'm sure he's going to come back with the right stuff later on. However, for now, just in case, the race director, maybe correctly so, has not deemed it safe for Eric to run with just a pair of sneakers on.
Right, okay, a few more updates before we...
Okay, it's main event here at Southpod Raceway, and I'm here with Phil from Tur Western Helicopters, who's just taken us for an awesome ride, 1,000 foot up in the air. We saw the drag strip from the sky. Now, Philip, how long have you been training here at Southpod Raceway for?
We've been flying here for about 5 years now. We do all the main championship rounds.
Okay, and like I saw on the board, it's only £45 per person to have an awesome go in that helicopter. Fits family of 4 in there, so come down here, get a helicopter ride, get photos as well. You can take your photos from the sky, Facebook Live from the sky. Make sure you give them the hashtag of Instagram so everyone can see them, and give them the hashtag of Tur Western Helicopters as well. Get your mum down here, get in the helicopter, and treat Phil to some money.
Right, looking into the pairing lanes. Oh, we've got another class to call out. Just talking about Pro ET and their t-shirts, let's have the class into the pairing lanes, please. So, Modjestang Pro ET, come on down into the pairing lanes, please. Let's have you down here. Right, engines warming up in the pairing lanes. A lot of them have been there a fair while, although it's a very warm day. If the engines haven't been running for a while, they need to put a little bit of heat in them, so they're just ticking over at the moment. A little bit of a sweep going on out on the racetrack as well. So just for a moment, until the cars come around the corner, Nitro FM, I'm sure you got a message or two to fill in the gaps. We'll take it back as soon as cars come around the corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Stings the nostrils in a good way. Yeah. Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
guys and girls. 3 qualifying runs yesterday. This is their 4th one. Stu Doiney, currently in the number 4 spot, 8.92. Ronald House, the House Brothers Racing handyman from the Netherlands. He currently on a 9 flat.
Luke's nicked your pen.
I don't know where I put it.
Only one I had.
Have this one instead. I haven't got it.
So, Stu Doiney and Neil Jacobin Lane.
Oh, wow. I'll swap you.
Well,
are you partial to your pen?
Stu, he's partial to his pen with an is on the end. Yeah, there we go.
So Ronald House takes the number 1 spot there.
We thought Stu had done pretty well then until we saw Ronald's number, to be honest with you.
Well, they go 1 and 3. Stu Dominey with a better reaction time. If it was a race, in actual fact, Stu did get there first, but Ronald ran the better number. Right, Ben Bridges, Paul Edgeford.
Well, Ben rolled the lights, hence the 1.93 60 foot. Paul's number 4 at the moment. Breaks out. And a 10.20 for Ben, stays at number 8. My goodness, who actually puts on a suit to go down on the start line? I kind of like the look. I really do. We should petition more people to do that, particularly with the red hair as well. Suit jacket anyway.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good look. It's Arm Putzman down there with the Beetle, taking on Steve. 2 more diverse cars in the same class you could never get, could you?
The only 4-cylinder car in the Supercom class.
Up against Steve Field with the black big number 2, beautifully turned out machine. Arndt with problems off the start line. Steve goes 871. 159 breaks out by a bunch, but they look all happy all the same. Unfortunately, that was a CAFA disaster for Arndt Putzman. It's the name of the car. I am just saying the name of the car out loud.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, they've been working on that all night long, so that's a real shame that didn't get to work. I'm assuming, is this the first pass that they've had today? Or is
yes.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, unfortunately, whatever they were doing last night did not work, so back to the drawing board.
Right, Phil Bennett, local F, Milton Keynes based, alongside Darryl Howes, the chemical reaction machine. Now, Darryl, very good indeed, 8.95. Phil Bennett, 8.73. Hasn't put a run in the right side of his dial-in yet.
At least it was a good strong run, so he's got something to go on. The big difference today is the weather. It's a lot warmer than it has been for some time, isn't it, actually? Not a problem. We like it. Too warm is always better than too wet, any time. Well, both these have the potential to break out by a run. 8.65 for Phil. 8.88. Darryl Howes really did try and peg it back a little bit. Did not quite work. I hope all you race fans out there are enjoying the new spectator banking as well. It's been graded and laser angled so that you can see all the way down. Hopefully the viewing is as good as it looks, to be honest with you. It's very weird to see it all level all the way down as well, because it never has been, is it? It's been up and down here and all over the place. It just kind of evolved.
Just incoming from the top end, the Dakota from the Battle of Britain Memorial flight. You could just see it coming in from the south.
That was some good eyesight. Well done.
Someone told him.
0-2 lights of air. $8.74, $8.97.
They're all going too quick.
Yeah.
Do they know it's 890 by any chance?
They think that's just a sort of like a rough target.
Maybe they think that's the bump spot.
Well, here comes the Dakota. If you look behind you on the banking and then look towards the finishing line, you'll see the Dakota coming in directly over the track. Look at this.
Sick, beautiful. I've got to say,
lovely shot.
If anyone out there wants to go and have exactly the same view as the Dakota, the helicopter rides from Tur Westet helicopters just round the back of the banking. Go and have a ride in there, £45 per person. You can get 4 people in the helicopter. You're going to get the same view as the Dakota there. So make sure you go and check that out and go and get yourself a helicopter ride. Today, they're here all weekend and at every SantaPod major event. And you can go get the same photos that the Dakota takes.
Yeah, and hopefully the Dakota is now going to bank right and then fly up the drag strip, if you like.
As far as the windmill, that's the problem now.
Yeah, he can fly a bit higher. He is banking right. Look at that. Wow.
My favourite bit is the shadow of the aeroplane as it goes down the drag strip.
Good job the sun's out.
Right, Dolly Daydream, of course, there. Kellett and Paul Hudson, the pension.
889 and 927. Leah just misses by that much. Paul Hudson, 927, stays
Right above you now, Dakota, right over the track. There's the shadow as well, look at that.
Yeah, that shadow's pretty awesome, isn't it?
And banks right, well away from the wind turbines.
Well, Craig Wright and Martin Kirbishley had a perfect view of that one.
Well, many thanks indeed to the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight.
Ah, Eric's got some boots on.
Oh, how professional of him. Craig Wright down there, he's lining up against the last car that he drove, actually.
Funny enough, yeah.
Yeah, the fixauto.com.
Here comes the Dakota again, banking all the way back over the back of the main grandstand. Banking, pardon me. One more time. We've got 2 cars lined up on the start line just as he comes over. He's not coming all the way round this time.
004 red for Martin. 07 the right side for Craig.
Did you say that?
Craig needs one the right side of the dial-in though. Oh, still breaks out. 886 and 884 for Martin.
Here it comes, the Dakota. Give him a big wave, ladies and gentlemen. They are here for your... Wow, what a... That is an unbelievable sight. Yeah, you bet. It is... I think that's the eeriest part, isn't it? It's the shadow. Yeah. It's just terrific.
Yeah, the wing wiggle, if you like. And as they fly off into the distance, they always finish their flybys by just a
little wave.
Ailerons? I can't remember what they're called.
Well, we should ask Chris Parker because all of his crew are pilots. So there we go. We have Eric again.
Yeah.
Yep, Eric's got the right attire on this time. And he's been through his rummage, had a quick rummage through his suitcase and found what he needs to do. Yeah, to be honest with you, good call. Anyone that knows anyone who's had a motorcycle accident with anything other than proper boots on,
yes,
the outcome is not
100%. I actually saw some photos from last weekend. Was it? No, was it? It was the Friday of last weekend when we had the biker that came off the bike at the top end. He was doing about 179, and literally he went through the levers down to his skin. Same with his boots. Went through the boots, and it's pretty gory, and that's proper race attire. So yeah, sensible option there.
You bet. So Eric, a Frenchman reskinned. I was going to say something else then, but didn't. Yeah, so Eric, I always wondered if he ever fancied sending his little crew guy with a beret on for a ride. So Eric basically has to start his pre-flight routine once again, build up all the pressure in the tanks, everything's been reset. And once again, for your viewing pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time of asking, Mr. Eric Taball, everybody, come on. Thought he's going to lay down and clap with his feet then, just to prove it. So Eric, getting his gloves strapped on. Like I said, he's got the correct boots on and everything at this time. So we're going to start. I'm not sure where he's going to start from with his pre-flight routine this time round, because he's still coming back to. Thank you very much indeed, Rob. Oh, he's not. I beg your pardon. He's not coming back to the water box. So he's already started the chemical reaction in the tanks, which is what it was all about earlier. What we're going to do is let Eric, like I said, go through the flue fright routine, building up the pressure. Those are the gauges that are in front of his face that he stares so intently at. And then we will give him the traditional rocket deck countdown from 5 to 1. And then we shout go, and boy, does he go. If you've never been out here for this before, Luke, it is something else.
Why is that?
What, why? Well, see that little thing down there on 2 wheels with the Frenchman on it? It's about to disappear past that, past the gantry in a
I've made the mistake of standing behind it and got bleached on the face.
Oh dear. That's why we don't have anyone in the barn anymore. Okay, Eric building up the pressure in the tank, staring very intently at those dials in front of his face and just adjusting the nozzles to make sure everything is ready and set. Once it is, there we go, here's the thumbs up, folks. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Blasts all the way through to a 5:43. 254 miles an hour, and well, that was definitely worth the wait. Eric, unbelievably, to 60 foot in 1 second, which is most unusual for him. 8th mile, 366, 223 miles an hour. He was off it way before the finish line, actually 5:43 at 2:54. I would say a nice baseline opener for Eric in competition, because no one else is bonkers enough to build one to go against him.
Dead right there.
Certainly that. So we're just going to reset everything. We'll do a little bit of track clean-up with the shoe, and we'll be on with a bit more sportsman qualifying. Just hand back to Nitro FM just for a few moments while we do that. Please don't go too far away, folks, and our second pro session isn't that far away either.
after that, it will be Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator. They are in the pairing lanes ready to go. We also have a Super Street car around there, Super Gas and Pro ET. They're all lined up, and it won't be long before we start calling out the second round of our professional qualifying to come down into the lanes. But first up, Steve Warner and passenger in the thrill ride. Right, the 8th mile reached in 5.02 seconds at 138 at the stripe. 787 at 171 miles an hour. Right, Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator. This is Carl Goldsmith with the Golf. Complete engine swap last night. Did stop by Street Eliminator, have a catch up with all the guys there. And Carl was, let's just say his hands were completely black, flat out working on the car. Alongside Adam Charnley with the Chrysler Crossfire. Adam just basically chilling out, had not a lot to do. So Adam Charnley looking to go quicker than 12:59, his current marker. Carl Goldsmith not going to beat his best so far. In actual fact, he hasn't got a time on the board yet, 12:64. But Adam Charnley, Carl goes through with a 16:25. Well, let's hope he can break the 13.5 and get himself qualified. That wind has certainly picked up a bit. That tailwind really blowing the smoke away quickly. And it is Graham Smith with a big purge of nitrous. Yes, it's working. He did try to purge the nitrous last night, but it wasn't working properly. But it certainly is now. He's going alongside Team Extreme, Martin Smith, finally getting the car back in the sevens, just a smidge under 200 miles an hour. The Bentley is back. So Graham Smith, the car known as Snow White, went 10 flat yesterday. When I say 10 flat, 10.000. So let's see if the nitrous purge is going to help him get in well and truly into the nines. Well, Martin Smith has hooked up and he's gone. What a super run here for Martin. 7.69, 193. And a nitrous assisted 9.94 at 140 miles an hour for Graham. Quickest run of the weekend for him so far. And will now start building up the nitrous pressure and just go quicker and quicker. Okay, Team Hale then. It's Redneck Racing to the fore. Nick Hale in the Mercedes and Nigel Hale in the pickup. Cracking run for Nigel yesterday, 10.53. That is a big piece of metal to move that quickly. Nick Hale yesterday, a best of 10.08. Car has been in the nines on quite a few occasions, but new setup for Nick as well. Right, still problems for Nick. The team very quick on the kill switch to switch everything off. But Nigel Hale, 10.53 yesterday, goes 10.58 today, 131 miles an hour.
Yeah, nice speed as well,
yeah,
for something good. That big.
Considering it's got the aerodynamics of a block of flats, it's pretty good.
Big old tail block. At that moment when you wonder why your phone's not charging, you realise there's an on switch on the wall. Never mind.
You stupid boy, Pike. Joe Stevens with the Sunbeam Stiletto. He's under the tower. He's just going to wait for Nick to vacate the lane. There he goes.
Well, Joe ran a personal best with street treads on, which is obviously what he's running in Street Eliminator last weekend. Ran 8.19. Now, a couple of runs I saw him make yesterday looked like they were going to be pretty close to that, but he clicked it off way before the finish line. So good luck for this one, Joe. Again, to coin that phrase from Victor Bray, I can't believe he's going to be trying to go any slower.
Just looking at the television monitors there as well, the coverage that you folks are getting.
Well, the other thing as well that we've got is like quite a few people said there's a number of big screens up around the site. Yeah, it's all been streamed on.
You've been outside Fuel's bar, fantastic. Oh, Joe, so it looks like he actually lost fire then. Got it going again.
That won't be the 7-second run he desires. It'll be at least 7 seconds, plus a lot more.
Well, he safely qualified in the number 2 spot with an 8.65 from yesterday, but 16.72 not what he was looking for on that run. Right, we divert our attention to Super Street Car. Just 4 of them running this weekend. All right, Nicole Parker and Karen Stevens, the 2 girls going to fight this one out.
Yeah, good to see Karen back. I don't think she's qualified in Pro ET though, is she?
I don't think she has yet. No, you're right. Perhaps she's just going to single class now because Pro ET are the next class round.
I'm sure she'll
But then
make
Karen
it back round
hasn't
in time.
qualified in this class either, so she still needs to get a run here.
Ah, so that'll be 5 cars then.
Yeah.
002 for Karen on the tree.
Big throttle stop off the line.
$10.95 to number 2. And Nicole breaks out again.
All right, Alan Medley and... Oh, he's having to go in Super Street. Hence the Pro ET 864 number and the Super Street 864 number.
Yeah,
I didn't
we
realise
qualified
Alan was
number
double
4.
classing.
Yeah.
Dave Cherrett, well, perennial supporter of Super Street. These 2, number 3 and number 4 at the moment. Dave, 10.98 in the number 3 spot. Alan, 11.1. 10.90 is where they want to be.
Dave will be backing off at the top end, like about now. He's going to need to slow down a lot, and he doesn't. 10.60, 11.07 though, nice for Al Medley. Closer and closer to the magic number.
Right, unmistakable sound of the Jaguar E-Type of Lee Morris. Straight 6 engine in there. Well, Lee Morris already number 1 qualifier so far with a 10.92. And if anybody can do it, it is, of course, Lee Morris. Apart from that run when he went 10.78.
One of the quicker runs I've ever seen him make, actually. So that's it for Super Street. We're on to Pro ET, which I can only presume he'll be coming back round for very sharpish.
No, this is Super Gas.
Apologies.
The only reason
how can you tell?
Because
it
Lee
says
Huxley
on the screen. Yeah.
Lee Huxley behind the wheel in Super Gas and Brian Huxley behind the wheel in Pro ET.
Aha. I knew there'd be a simple Colin-sized explanation.
JT though, he hasn't got to run anywhere near his darling. Sorry, the class index. Use Lee
They both run 110 miles an hour, which basically is not a lot. Both go 977 for JT, 982 for Lee. I don't think, have I seen this car
No,
before?
it's the first time it's run. It's been pitted up against the fence pretty much all weekend long. Didn't get a chance to get a run in yesterday, but we're delighted it's made it out today.
I think trying to find the race number.
Yeah.
Dave Fulton against Blank.
Well, let's find the name for you.
One of our foreign competitors, I'm pretty sure. Gilles Perichot. I bet you're glad I said that instead of you.
Yes.
With a French burning coupe. Very cool looking car. First run of the weekend, way too quick. 976, 986 for Dave Fulton. It does seem to be the done thing these days, just a whole bunch of breakouts, isn't it?
Right, Jan Zimmerman alongside Simon Fulton. Jan not qualified at the moment.
Is he not?
No.
Oh.
So Simon Fulton is in at the number 14 spot. Jan Zimmerman from Germany with the Chevelle. Got to make this
634 cubic inches in that Chevelle. Kind of a bit overkill for supergas, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but then the great thing is it's not putting a huge amount of stress on the engine. He'll launch, rev temperature will kick in, or throttle stop, whatever, and then he'll charge to the finish line. Well, way off, 1036 and 1069.
102 miles an hour. So another of the Blitzkrieg Racing Gang, the original member of the Blitzkrieg Racing Gang. That's the man himself, Tim Adam. Two-cast Tim. He was the one that started it mostly from back in the day.
That's right. I was just thinking the first car to run in Super Street was Karen Stevens. She can hop up and get it round for Pro ET, so that'll be right.
Tim Moore and Ted Adam. Timmy Moore in the coal fire lane, currently number 9. Tim Adam number 10. Both of them in the 10-0s. They can do better than that.
That's a good looking run of pair. Well, Tim Moore way too quick.
Tim Adam
951, 144.
Tim Adam 997. Nicely done, sir. That's one car I've just remembered that we haven't seen for a long while. Brendan Clancy with that absolutely terrific A-altered Corvette was running in comp. I just wondered whether Todd knew where he got it. No, I mean, if someone out there is listening that could let us know, because that was one spectacularly nice car in comp eliminator. Brendan Clancy's 53 Corvette. Anyway, just out of blind curiosity, because obviously that was Brendan's old car running out there in the coal fire lane. Brian Pateman, John Giles. Brian, number 17. What's he doing down there?
Yeah, he hasn't run the right side of index yet. Almost identical reaction times for these two. Hey! 995 for Brian Pateman, moves up to number 7. No help for John Giles. He breaks out.
Yeah, quite honestly, all these cars are very more than capable of going too quick. However, they use a control device which is preset called a throttle stop, which that's why you see the cars leave the line quite well and then they kind of die, if you like. They stop accelerating and then pick up again sometimes around about 100 foot out, depending on what the horsepower is in the motor and depending how on how it's dialed in. Simon Goff can run 8s with this, mid-8s actually with this car in the coal fire lane. However, 990 is his number of choice these days. Hi to Sharon watching at home and the babies.
Cue the message appearing on my phone screen any moment from Sharon when she says hi back. No, she's now scrabbling for her phone or the iPad and she's now sending us a message.
See, there we go. You can see both cars die a little bit and then they will come again. Andy Harrison.
Oh, Oh, Simon Goff, the package delivered. 9.900, and he takes the #1 spot.
Away from the man in the other lane who went
Perfect run.
9.86.
Absolutely perfect. Well, I never thought in my lifetime I'd said Simon Goff was perfect, and he still isn't, but the run was.
Yeah, he isn't, the run is.
Oh, Sharon, how about that?
Very
then? Your
well
man's
done.
got #1.
Rene Close, number 15, didn't have a great day. Either way off or way too quick yesterday. He's with the Camaro in the coalfire lane. Taking on Stu Doiney, who left him for dead on the start line.
986, 974. I tell you what, the package has really put a big old curveball into Supergas. Wow.
Curveball. He's more of a bowling ball. He's more of a bowling ball, mate, than a curveball.
Yeah.
Bless. He does, honestly, he does have a go at me if I don't, you know.
Yeah, he doesn't feel at home unless somebody's
No,
insulting him.
precisely that. The trouble is that one day he may make it up here.
No,
into
he's
the
one
tower.
of the world's best at giving them back. Though,
Oh,
so
you bet,
there's
yeah.
no question on that whatsoever.
He is.
We do love him though. He's a great character.
It's good, lad.
You got to understand him though. If you don't understand him, you think he's horrible, but we love him. Right, Bionic Bob Molden, and it's Ronald House. So Bob's got to slow the car down a bit to run by. And 973 didn't slow down enough. Ronald House, so the right side, 997 goes into number 10. Right, Taylor Letchford with the Ford 2070. And Stefan Raffledrum with the Chevy Nova. Sandy in Bedfordshire alongside the Netherlands.
And we've got Pro ET next, is that right?
It is indeed. Jeff Cowley just appeared in the lanes there. Rick Denny is there.
Where are we? We're there, aren't we? Yeah, Stefan.
Oh, right. That's one I didn't know. 10.03 and 9.95.
Taylor stays at number 3. Go on.
Right, Super Pro ET, Pell Norman, the Shogun. It's a shout out for his birthday today from all of the crew. Pell 52 today.
He can't be 52. He's been around 50 years.
Yeah,
Racing. He's been racing.
Okay, we're here in the Top Fuel pits. Liam Jones, Britain's only Top Fuel driver. Good morning, Liam. Morning. How you doing, guys? Very good run. We're literally just coming to interrupt you. You're about to do your warm-up. Please just tell our guys on Facebook Live what the warm-up does and why you're doing. Right, so basically we're making sure there's sort of no leaks, not everything's working. We bed the clutch in, so that's basically it, getting it ready to run. So brilliant. And obviously doing the Top Fuel warm-up draws in a massive crowd. It's a bit of fun in the morning, it's literally just like ping-pong with the fans. But yeah, Liam Jones is ready to go for Great Britain.
The plan is what I just mentioned.
Yep.
All I will say is for now is we are running Pro ET, but no other classes have been called yet, which means we may go back into a pro session again. However, we await confirmation, so please don't be getting yourselves ready or doing anything just yet because that hasn't been confirmed.
Well, with 44 entries in Pro ET, that will take around about 20 minutes to run the session there. He's in the number 31 spot. He's 0.9 off his dial-in. 0.09, apologies. Alongside Paul Brown, this machine is actually up for sale. So you want to pop into the bits and have a word with the team. Get yourself a very consistent car here. So Gino dialing in 950, 901 for Paul Brown. Good, 0 lights for both of them. It's going to be Paul to the stripe first. But how well has he judged this one? 901 is the number he's aiming for. Goes 896. Gino 962.
Stays number 31 for Gino. Perilously close, that is.
Well, if you dialed 896 in Super Pro, Paul Brown would win already. But wrong class. Right, Rhiannon Bellini. Didn't see her in the later sessions yesterday, but she's back out today. Good to see that. Arnold Hall. He is the man on the bump spot and can be bumped out by Rhiannon if she gets a good run in here. She's currently number 37, not qualified. Right, so the interesting thing there is Rhiannon gets in and Arnold Hall just got bumped out by Rhiannon.
Yep, so the bump spot went down to, well, just under a tenth, I think, now. It was always going to get there anyway. It was just a matter of time, really, wasn't it?
The first of the 3 Williams Brothers Racing team cars this weekend. This is Ollie in the number 18 spot. Really got a handle on this car now. He's hooking up and going so well. 972. That's a brave shout. I didn't think he could go that quick this weekend. Mind you, the tailwind could be in his favour. And hope they can read the weather station right. I would have thought 976 would have been a bit nearer, but that's why those guys are down there and I'm just one that talks about it. Ben Newsom, 1170, number 8.
Yeah, I forget you're not racing anytime soon either, so that's good.
Yeah. Not quite as high on the wheelie, actually. Wow. Well, 976 would have been a breakout on that, but...
Well, he runs 975, but stays at number 18, 300ths of a second off, and he's all the way down in the 18th spot. Jeff Cowley, is this Jeff's first? No, he's number 41. He's put in a pass earlier, but I think he's one of those guys that's had a lot of problems this weekend. Ways Hiscock has changed the dial on the big...
Oh, it's a big change.
Well, 0.15. I mean, that guy normally runs in Supercomp, so I only think it has been quicker.
With a 9.18, so he's just bumped somebody else out. I think he's just put Rhiannon on the bump spot.
Yeah, he has.
And Gino's just been bumped out.
For now.
Yeah, well, Gino's already run, so they've got another round tonight. All right, 2 of the Nostalgia Superstock racers, Jack Bishop and Amy Watkins. Jack Bishop there looking for a 980. That's the quickest he's ever gone. 995, 1147. No help for him.
Just what you need a warm day, isn't it? A bear on your head. Hey. And a pair of cans.
Right, Dave Smith. Alongside young Will Clark. Dave currently number 12 qualifier, Will number 9. Dave of course in the big Challenger. And Will in the little black dragster.
So numbers 9 and 12 very safely in at the moment. A breakout and definitely not an improvement for Dave Smith.
Well, earlier on today when Andy Thetford came down, had a tiny fluid leak underneath the car. We're all A-OK this time round. Going alongside John Dalrymple.
Told you, just getting excited.
These two not qualified at the moment, so they need to go within 1/10 of a second of the Darlings to get into the show.
Yeah, John Dalrymple needs a 1080. Aidy's resorting to yelling at the driver. Always good pep talk, mate. 992 for Andy Thetford.
Wow. 1086.
Well, Andy's not qualified. John Dalrymple bumps out Rhiannon. Goes up to the number 27 spot. .1086 that was on a 1080.
Tom
Guy
Watkins. Sticking with that 947 dialing from earlier on. Another one of the Nostalgia Superstock races. And there's another one down there as well. Guy King, 9.63, part of the Williams Brothers Racing squad this weekend. Keith Williams, just going to be guiding Guy into the line. And Team Watkins, second of the third of their team, just about to take to the track. Guy King supported a Bruce sticker now.
Oh, never mind.
That'll help
Never
him get
mind.
closer to his dial.
He was hoping to go quicker, but he's blown it now. Saying that, my snowboard has got a Bruce sticker on it.
That's cool.
There we go.
Cool. Big red line there for Tom Watkins. 969 for Guy King, stays 26. He's only 600ths of a second off.
Al Platt and Nick Barnett both currently comfortably in the show, but there's no such thing as comfortable in Pro ET, is there? The way this has all been going.
Yeah. This, of course, the Barnett and Grant Falcon, but just Nick Barnett driving this weekend. Al Platt with the Camaro, 1148 dial, 1157 for the Falcon.
We're supposed to read that out. 11.68, they both stay put. We have just been passed a note to say that if you are that way inclined, live football is in the bar from this afternoon. 4:30 Fulham v Aston Villa, and 7 o'clock tonight Liverpool versus a small club called Real Madrid, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what Fulham Aston Villa is. I think it's a playoff game or something, I don't know. But that's obviously Champions League final tonight, Liverpool and Real Madrid. Mind you, if this racing's still going on, nobody's going to be in the bar watching that now. Mike Lacey and Tig. Oh, peach of a wheelie for Mike Lacey. Now, if Mike sticks with it all the way through, he could go in the 8s again. 903. Tig goes to 88. They both stay put. Tig still not qualified.
He stayed at 14, yeah. Stig still nowhere near. One tough crowd this weekend.
Very tough indeed.
And this is only Q5.
Right, purge of the nitrous once again for Jan Scheppers. Velocity Racing Mustang from the Netherlands, looking for a 9.15. tidy launch.
He's currently number 38.
That'll do. So that gets him qualified safely.
Who's that bumped out?
That's put Laura Bainton out. Wow.
Up to
Jeff
number
Cowley
18.
on the bump.
Well, Rhiannon was in at number 31. She's now 34. Jeff Cowley's on the bump spot, like you said.
Lee Morris, 31. Dan Williams in the number 30. But Dan is on track at the moment.
Looking for a 982 in the big Chevelle in the coal fire lane. Harrison Brown, very safe at the moment in number 10. Give it a couple more sessions, that might be in jeopardy.
Yeah. No improvement for Dan Williams, 993. 1072 there for Harrison Brown. Right, can I please have Comp Eliminator and FIA Top Methanol into the pairing lanes, please? Comp Eliminator and FIA Top Methanol. Right, Janine Hagen from Germany with the Mercedes alongside Mark Bailey with the Barracuda. Quite a flat launch there for Mark Bailey this time, so it should be pretty close to his number. Yeah, 903 gets him on the right side, moves up from 21 to 19. Janine Hagen, 1052, no help there, stage 23. All right, the Plum Crazy Racing Barracuda of Simon Innes. Going alongside another purple machine. This is the Purple Express truck, Neil Watkins. And as predicted, Karen Stevens makes it down for Pro ET, having run in Super Street. She's in the next pair. 11.40 though for Neil Watkins. 10.64, Simon Innes. Unfortunately, we didn't get any times or speeds on that particular run. It's still showing the previous run. So a bit of a glitch on the old timing system there. I'm sure Simon Innes would be delighted with a 903, but that was from the previous pair. So we'll have to get those two down and run them again. All right, Karen Stevens and Keith Herbert. So the Herb dials in 945, Karen 1094. So Keith Herbert, he will get there first. That's the 947, that's 1096. So Keith Herbert moves up to number 12. Karen Stevens was in number 40 position, moves up to number 14. Right, it's someone else has just been bumped out. So that is Jeff Cowley's just been bumped out. Lee Morris is on the bump spot, and Dan Williams and Rick Denny looking a little bit nervous now. Right, till Schoeniger Germany with the Honda Prelude. It's not Prelude. And Dave Cherritt with the Dark Revenger. Dave Cherritt sticking with a 1090 dial in from his index of 1090 in Super Street, and 994 for Till. Oh, 993 on a 994 for Till, just 100th too quick, and a big breakout from Dave Cherritt. Right, Lee Morris, the green with Envy, Jaguar E-Type. He is on the bump spot. Best so far of 10.97 on his dial-in of 10.90. He needs to get a run closer to the dial-in. He doesn't want to be on that bump spot because anybody that follows could bump him out. Alan Medley safely qualified in the number 6 spot, dialing in 11.04. Well, big breakout there for Lee Morris. 1084, no help. Alan Medley also goes too quick with an 11 flat. So Lee Morris going to stay on the bump spot. Right, Team Dark Horse. Brian Huxley driving the car in Pro ET, and of course Lee driving it in the other class. And JT, John Turner with the Greenfish Barracuda, dialing in 9.33. These two qualified, well, Brian number 19, John number 18, safely qualified. Well, I didn't see John move, but must have flickered the bowl or something, but it's a shame, actually a wasted run. 9.59 for Brian Huxley, stays put in the number 19 spot. Right, Bob Molden, he is your number 1 qualifier. On the previous run, he dialed in 9.65, he went 9.65 with a 0. Got his spot on, nicked the number 1 spot from Steve Hudson. So Steve did?
He didn't even know he ran a T2.
Right. Well, he did have details. Right, actually, update for you. Bob Molden ended up with the perfect ET money. So congratulations to Bob. And he's woken up as well, a 0-1 light. Right, now they're looking for a 961. 963. He is going to be a threat on race day. Oh, we're a bit pleased with that. Hey. Right, so that's a wrap for Pro ET. Looks like we are into Comp Eliminator. Rob Smooth, and great to see Conrad Stanley down in the lanes as well, actually. Caller into the pairing lanes, please, for FIA Pro Modified. If we can have you around the corner, please. FIA Pro Modified. Right, just a little bit of inspection on the track, and timing crew going out there as well. Just for the time being, going to go back to Nitro FM and 96.2. Don't go away, folks, as it's going to be our second pro session of the day, very shortly indeed, kicking off with Comp Eliminator.
We're still in the pits here with Blaine and Liam. Now, what their fathers, we've been talking to their riders about the rivalry, but is there parent rivalry as well?
It's all pretty good, we're all pretty sensible with each other.
No, brilliant. But if one of them got knocked out, or maybe if someone red lights, is there a little bit more banter for that?
Yeah, we expect it. Liam, when they race, they either red light or break out all the time.
Brilliant, that's what they do. Okay, and you've been travelling all around Europe so far this season. After some point, where you go next?
Hockenheim's our next big round. We're back in for the Euro finals at the end of the year.
Brilliant. Okay, then, guys, well, good luck for both of you. Good luck, Liam and Blake. Okay, we're still here in the junior drag bike pits, and I'm here with Megan Tolbert, and she's the only female rider here at the main event. How does that feel?
Well, I don't really know, but I'm sort of used to it because many of them I've been racing for a long time now, but now another girl's joined, I'm actually kind of happy about it now because then more girls actually might join in.
That's it. Okay, like we said, Junior Drag Bike is building, and we're trying to find more races for us to race girls like Megan here and the other lady who is
Casey Colgate.
Brilliant. And obviously the girls are cheering on the girls, but you're going to beat the boys, aren't you?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, well, good luck, Megan. Enjoy qualifying round number 1.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
It's a real panther, so you know it's good. It's quite pungent.
Stings the nostrils. In a good way. Yeah. Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
That doesn't make sense.
For a number of years. So will Conrad drive it like he stole it, or drive it like he's borrowed it from his best friend? Well, Conrad certainly back in the seat. Well, I reckon that was a planned half pass there. 109.60 foot, takes through 8.79. Trevor goes with a big smile on his face. All team very happy with that one. It works. So what they do now, download the data from that run, get it back to the pits, have a look, see what they can do, and then hit it harder next time out tomorrow. Paul Brooks with a mean as hell Sierra going alongside Rob Smallworth with the Bel Air Chevy. Now then, the index for Paul is 7.85, and Rob Smallworth on the super modified numbers of 7.99. Rob currently in the number 7 spot, Paul Brooks currently number 5. They can go as hard and as fast as they like, the idea being to get way under that index if they possibly can. Don't want to do it too often though, just in case the index gets changed. Very clever class indeed, Comp. Well, once again, Rob Smallworth just getting a little bit out of the groove there, but no issues for Paul Brooks. Goes 7.83 and an 8.10 there for Rob Smallworth. Rob Smallworth, a little bit of an improvement there, actually moves up from 7 to 6. Well, I bumped into this young lady in the bar last night, Sarah Santapod McKay, just sent us a message. Big shout out on the banking. Where is she? Give us a big wave. She's around somewhere. That's fact, you bump into everybody in Fueler's Bar after racing's finished, and generally the later the better. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite noisy in there tonight. Obviously with the football going, not that people paying a huge amount of attention to that, but if that's what you're interested in, then hey, happy days. Sharon Goff being in touch as well. obviously just watched her husband Si go perfect in Super Gas. Dancing around the room like an idiot, woke the dogs up and they joined in too. Good to see that a lot of people are tuned in all over the world, not just all over the UK, but a lot of our European friends are tuned in and around the world. So this is Comp, and it is Q5 for them. Robin Orthodoxy with the 27T altered, and Andy Fred Hone, your current #1 qualifier, ran a very stout 7:45 in his earlier efforts. Robin 7.14 with the altered, has run into the 6s before. Now he's got a big tailwind today. I wonder if that's going to help push him along a little bit. Stood outside, and there is quite a breeze. Two good looking runs. 7:27, 7:50. Not too far away from where they ran earlier, but Robin away from the line, and huge tyre shake up to about 60 foot out there, but Robin's right foot only knows one direction, and that's forwards. It never lifts. Right, Belinda Bull with the Chevy S10 pickup. Looks like she's going to be on a solo. I don't think Chris is going to get round the corner, burn out, and get his run in time, so maybe. So it'll be a shorter burnout then for Chris. No, going to stop him, going to get Belinda to do the run. Belinda already done the burnout and back behind the line, so Chris is going to have to hang on and wait for Belinda to go. So Belinda looking to go quicker than 7:49. It's an arrow straight run. 7:10, 190. Super run. That puts her in to the #2 spot. Well, in actual fact, she already ran 7:07, but oh dear. Florian Uhl going way past the finish line on his burnout, so he's not going to be coming back. Not even making the first exit either. Sounds like he could have a stuck throttle there, otherwise he would have taken that first exit. He's still going, going all the way to the end. Yeah, it takes the turn off safely, so no problem there. Right, so it's going to be Chris Orthodoxou, the Apocalypse Viper. A pro mod in waiting in F for Level 1. Running in comp for all the time being. That's it. Door fastened. Very nice looking run indeed there for Chris Orthodoxou. 6.89, 212 miles an hour. Very, very good run indeed. You're getting ready. Right, I think it's the last car in comp. It is indeed. It's Tim Mugridge with the Camaro. Well, Belinda 710 backing up her 707 from earlier on. Cheers, mate. Okay, so Tim Mugridge, burnout completed. Young Nick is going to bring his old man forward. Okay, there's a little button on the back there which arms the data logger. So after this particular car goes down the track, it is FIA top methanol. If you're not in a good viewing spot now, will be a good time. But having said that, the banking is full. Loads of people in the grandstand as well, enjoying a fabulous day's qualifying here at the main event, day 2 of 4. Purge of the nitrous for Tim Mugridge as he brings the car up into stage. Here he goes. Actually sounds like he's short shifting there, but it's a good straight run. And a 7:58. Welcome back, Tim. Up to number 3. Oh, it's got 680 something. Yeah. It was arrow straight. I think he was a bit happy. Right. Sandro Bellio doing an impersonation of Freddie Fagerstrom. They're going to beyond 1,000 feet. And yes, he is coming back, because I think he'd actually need a map and a compass to come back from where he actually went to. Right, well, I'll tell you what, Dick Costa's joined us in the tower. He's here for Pro Mod, but he's going to sit in on top methanol as well.
Good morning, afternoon.
Afternoon even. So you don't even know what time of day it is. Everybody's too excited about the prospects. Hey, what a fantastic Q1. Oh, what we're going to get in Q2.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so Pro Modifiers in the lake. Can I please have FIA Pro Stock into pairing lanes, please? FIA Pro Stock. Let's have you.
Mickey Larson had to skip the first run because they had some issues with the engine. They built a brand new engine, and they had some issues with adjusting the camshaft. So they, well, better take some time make it good before you destroy another engine.
Right, so it's Sandro Bellio in the Chevy here and the Dodge, Mikkel Larsen.
In his very first run of the year.
No pressure.
No, not at all.
Well, an A to B run will do.
I don't think it will be a full car.
Yeah, I was going to say. Just get the time on the board, get yourself qualified.
But if it feels good, you know drivers.
Yeah, that's it.
They never listen.
Too well. Well, Sandro Bellio blazes the tyre and Mikkel Larsen goes through with a 6:43. 2:09, didn't feel too bad for him.
No, but it wasn't full throttle all the way.
Well, he puts himself into the number 4 spot with that one, but work in progress. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that, yes, sorry, yes, I remember that.
Where are you, Daryl?
If you get the binoculars and look right to the top end where they turn the corner, he's hanging around there with a microphone.
Oh. Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just because he didn't have the throttle wide open. Then it gets lean and then you will get a backfire.
Right. Right, next up then, Johnny Lag taking on the Camaro. Johnny Lag, obviously with the A fuel car, he rolls forward first.
Still with good old Christopher Johans on tuning the car.
Right, that was on and off the throttle for the burnout there.
Yeah, what a very straight one.
Right, back then with Jürgen Nagel and Johnny Lag then. Now to try and make things fair, the funny cars have a 0.22 of a second advantage on their times, not off the line, but in their times in qualifying. Now when it comes to eliminations, if you get a dragster and a funny car, the funny car will get a 0.22 of a second head start. Oh, Johnny Lag, arrow straight, beautiful run, 5:41, 2:61.
Good run.
Yeah, Jürgen Nagel, 5:84, 2:47. He moves up to number 4. Johnny stays at number 3.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, and actually, in fact, Darryl, that is a PB for Johnny Lag. It was 42 before that, so well done. Yeah. Well, PB are the two letters that we're going to use more than any other this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yep.
584 at 247. Yeah. Actually, he just PB'd on mile an hour by a tenth.
The brothers.
The Haberman boys. So no Rod Harrison this time round.
No. That's because someone was interested in the rolling chassis, so not with the engine and stuff. And so they said, well, we'll make one run, then we have a look at the chassis if you like it. And if you like it, then we don't run it anymore.
Oh, that's it. So it's done.
That's it.
Oh, what a... Well, delighted and commiserations at the same time.
Yeah, but it's too bad we won't see Rod back anymore in the dragster.
But that does mean that Ruby, the family Ford Pop that Kim
yeah,
drives
gets
a
all
lot,
the attention.
she gets all the attention now.
But you know Carl, he never has time for anything. He's always working on cars. Yeah, the bug.
The nitro bug, yeah?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Right, let's see what the Haberman boys do. Oh, you got him. Okay, so Timo and Dennis, the Haberman show. This time Timo, he's in the coal fire lane, which is the grandstand side. Dennis in also grip lane. Now Dennis took the #1 spot with that lovely 5:32 and his first run over 207 miles an hour.
Timo just told me that he had very good data from that run, and there's, well, more to come for both cars now.
Yeah. Shake for Dennis, it's Timo all the way. Is he going to take #1? Oh, not quite. 5:44, 2:64. Dennis, big tyre shake off the line, shuts it down early.
Yeah, popped the relief panel as well.
Yeah. Actually, they're already the Europe's quickest and fastest side-by-side top methanol racers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Already gone off the screen, I'm afraid. Oh, Yola Ganagel, 584, 247. Jackson for the Pro Mod PBs. So far today, of the races that have been down the track, 4 of them have set a personal best today in competition, and that's in ET. 3 of them have set a personal best in speed as well.
Okay.
So, what a session. But he's hit it straight away, so they better be a bit nervous if Mickey G's hit that form straight away. But Jimmy might have something for him.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
anything can happen. We know it does.
Yeah. Knowing Mickey that now he has a time set, a good time, he's going to try to rotate the world.
Yes. Well, he's got nothing to lose now. He's
exactly.
got a super quick run on the board.
Yeah. Then he have some data for a good run tomorrow, or for even Monday.
Yeah.
Or he has well, let's say a low 80.
Yeah.
That's what you want to try.
Well, the European record, 5.833, held
is
by
from
Mickey G.
Mickey, yeah.
I don't think we're going to see the speed record go this weekend, 260.
260 miles.
Don't think we'll see that go.
Will we ever?
Well, you know, obviously that was the Turbo Mustang, wasn't it?
Terry Laukkanen.
Oh, yeah.
At Tierp. And
260.
Well.
Yeah, mental. But then you saw what happened last weekend as well.
Oh,
I know that's outlaw, but my goodness me.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy times.
Not to compare with a Pro Mode car.
No, isn't it? They look similar, but that's about the only comparison.
Yeah. It even has more horsepower than an alcohol funny car.
Yeah. Really?
Which you then
yeah.
But they run. Control, but you still need to bring it to the other end in just 5.5
It was still
seconds.
mind-blowing to see it.
Yeah, amazing.
I have some details for the
Yeah, you have to set it up. It doesn't. It works. Yeah, as a 4-link. No, it's still a door car with a 4-link, with 4 shocks and everything all the other Pro Mode cars have. And that's the only comparison, the suspension, and it has doors, and that's about it. Yeah, well, that's not different than Pro Mode drivers.
Yeah, down there.
Yeah. But the car was built for an 8 mile, and now he did the quarter mile, and he had such high speeds that he broke the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
I think his PB on the 8 mile is 566. Oh, 366. And that oh yeah. Oh yeah. And still they drive those cars
I think
down
he's
into the 5.3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do. The Ecano boys do 530s.
Yeah.
I think Matthias is number 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but probably there will be a new one very soon.
So first up then in Q2 for Pro Modified, this is Jean Delamont.
With a very good burnout. Straight as you like.
So just under 14 litre V8 in the Bad Apple Camaro, 865 cubic inches. That's how big that engine is.
Jean has a couple of new crew guys for this event. One of his old crew members couldn't make it, so it's a learning curve for the guys. They're pretty nervous, as you can see.
Well, we've got an experienced driver, and that's going to help. So here he goes then, Jean Delamont, currently on a 1440. We know we can go quicker than that.
Oh, that's a lot better.
That's better.
Yeah, much better.
Oh,
Say
lovely
one piece,
straight
please.
run. 660.
Wow, very nice.
He'll take
Sounded
that
great.
one. 218 miles an hour.
No flames, nothing. No hood scoop in the air.
It sounds like it was surprisingly good.
Yeah, well, it
but
is.
he still has been running at least 3/10 of the second quicker though. But it was very good, calm and straight. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. It looked beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, into the number 10 spot.
Finally got some data now.
Right, okay, next one. Looks like, well, it might not have been that clean actually, because the track crew, the spotters, are having a good look in the cold fire lane. So obviously Jean is up with Daryl now. Well, the car is, I don't think he's out of it yet. But track crew having a look in the lane. Well, he's nearer you than he is us.
How's your French, Daryl? How's your French? Sorry. Well, good luck. That's probably because you don't listen. Come over to set up this new system, the electronics. As good as your Dutch.
Very, very good answer. Quote of the day to goes to Dick Costa there.
The way that Jean orders parts, he writes it down in France, and his uncle speaks very good English. He works at the NASA.
Yeah.
And he mails me or he calls me, and then that's
I
how
use
we
Google Translate now. It's quite good.
Yeah, you can also talk.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about, with all the modern technique, couldn't he just send a picture to you?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
He does.
He send me pictures, and then with the mark, I need that. That's the part I need.
Yeah, we're fired up, ready to go once again, and it's Bobby Wallace with the Willis up next. yet. Sister Annie's got a pro mod in waiting to come out. But the team have assured us that when Annie comes out to race in pro mod, Bobby will not be racing because they're not going to run the 2 cars at the same time.
No,
It'll just be
it's too much work. Way too much work.
It'll be one at a time.
Then hopefully Bobby will do the FIA races.
Well, yeah.
And Annie will do the
MSA.
The MSA.
Yeah. Don't know what's going to happen when Bonnie Wallace gets old enough. That means there'll be another one. So, and all over the place, 8.16 was Bobby's run from earlier. Going, Mr. Webster makes it to the start line, ready for his run.
Quite an early start for the guys.
Sounds like quite a soft launch, but it's a 108, 60 foot. That answers that question. 705, 196.
Oh, John. John. Behave.
Well, it build up the boost on that one, didn't it?
All systems go now.
Well, he managed. It looked like a tough job to get the car back in that lane.
Yeah.
Well, I think John will get a booking in the live action arena for a drift show after that one. Beautiful car, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Built by himself, of course, and you really do need to see some of the engineering in that car is staggeringly good. FIM Pro Stock Bike into the pairing names, please. FIM Pro Stock Bike. Actually, Top Fuel, Nitro Funny and Nostalgia Funny car already should be on their way down. That car, the colour of it as well, just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Painted by Asher OCS Paint, along with a gold buggy, painted that a couple of weeks ago, all matching, and his Total, his Ford pickup truck, all painted the same colour. You see them all together, it really is impressive.
Yeah, I told him when I spoke to him he would like to see that car in Sweden on TF sometimes, and he said as soon as they have sorted everything out, they would do at least once a year. Try to come to Sweden.
Okay. Yeah. So Webster Race Engineering just based outside the gates here at Santipol. The car is Fast Company. It's the Ford Mustang, smallest engine in the class, only 429 cubic inches. Norbert Kuno representing Luxors, and of course the Avenger hailing from Germany. He's in the number 12 spot at the moment, 696.
Yeah, slightly.
John building on the boost. This 632,
no.
at 837, 165, but it looks like it's gone pop for John Webster, unfortunately.
It started at, well, let's say 200 feet out.
Yeah.
On the left cylinder bank. Oh, that's not good.
Well, the problem's haunting John Webster at the moment.
Still smoking at the top end.
Yeah, he's got the car stopped just by the second exit, actually. But yeah, lots of smoke billowing from the car. What a shame. The team have just worked non-stop to get that car down the racetrack this weekend. You know, it's fair to say John said he's pretty much used this as an extended test session this weekend, but his first full pass not going to plan at all. Norbert Kuno, though, moves up to number 9 with that 6.32 at 228 miles an hour. So he'll be a bit more pleased. He won't be entirely happy, but he'll be a bit more pleased with that run.
Okay, it's main event here at Santa Pod Raceway, and I'm here with Phil from Tur Western Helicopters, who's just taken us for an awesome ride. 1,000 foot up in the air. We saw the drag strip from the sky. Now, Philip, how long have you been training here at Santa Pod Raceway for?
We've been flying here for about 5 years now. We do all the main championship rounds.
Okay, and like I saw on the board, it's only £45 per person to have an awesome go in that helicopter. Fits family of 4 in there, so come down here, get a helicopter ride, get photos as well. You can take your photos from the sky, Facebook Live from the sky, make sure you give them the hashtag of Instagram so everyone can see them, and give them the hashtag of Tur Western Helicopters as well. Get your mum down here, get in the helicopter, and treat Phil to some money. We're in the pairing lanes here at Santa Pod Raceway. It's the main event, and this is the first thrill ride of the weekend. Now, our test pilot, I haven't quite met him yet, but what's your name, sir?
Jamie.
Jamie. He's going to be the first one going down in the thrill ride this weekend. Santa Pod's very own 2-seater dragster. ETs range from 7.8 around to about 8.1, depending on the conditions on the day. But let me guess, are you excited, sir?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, very excited.
And did you pay for this yourself, or is it a birthday present, or anyone you want to thank?
It's a birthday present. Thank you to Ashley, my mum, and my dad, and my girlfriend's parents, or ex-girlfriend's parents.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to watch Jamie go down the track, and then we're going to catch up with him straight after to make sure you're going to have a go in the thrill ride. Straight into it. Right, you're a tall lad now, you're not in there. I'm going to need a long arm for this. Check out, right. We're back in the pits with Jamie, who's just done his run in the thrill ride. Yeah, it's good fun, I know that, but please tell us your experience and how that felt as soon as this car's gone by.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Mental.
That's
Best
it.
thing I've ever done.
Brilliant. And did at any point did you look at any of the gauges in the car, or were you too busy just screaming?
Too busy. Sure,
Brilliant.
awesome.
And obviously, would you recommend this to anyone else as a perfect birthday present, or whatever, just a present to scare the living bejesus out of someone?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Anyone who wants a decent present, get that for sure. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much, Jay. Well, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Yeah. And yeah, you're going to get some stories to tell everybody. Yeah. Right, that's the thrill ride here at Santa Pod Raceway. Okay,
Okay, so we are here with Wayne Nicholson, family-run team, the Lucky Devil. So Wayne, can you let us know about the story behind the name, please?
Yeah, the car was. Oh, sorry. Let's go back a little while. The previous car that we had was unfortunately destroyed in an accident on the way to Santa Pod back in 2003, and quite a few people said I was really lucky to survive the accident, which I was. And it came about like that, really, you lucky devil. So when we built the new car, it seemed quite apt to call the car the Lucky Devil.
Well, that's a good story behind the name. And so Wayne, you're a family run team, pretty much all the members are family members, is that correct?
Yeah, there's myself, my wife Belinda. She met me and I had a race car, so she's not known any different. Both my sons, or our sons, Gareth and Joe, they're in the 20s, and again they've been born into motor racing. My son-in-law Tim and a good friend of mine Richard is part of the crew as well, so quite a close-knit crew, and we all live extremely close to each other.
Yeah, and what's the role for each individual member?
Wow, I drive the truck, I pay the bills, I get involved with maintaining the car, helping to tune the car, drive the car, thinking about the car, etc, etc. Belinda's just as important. She gets involved with the sort of decisions we make on finances and things like that. She helps on the start line and looking after the crew, catering, making sure everybody's fed and watered.
Plenty of tea, yeah?
Yeah, plenty of tea and coffee. And Gareth, our eldest son, unfortunately can't be here this weekend. He is quite an important part of the team with tuning. He's very, very intellectual when it comes to the computer side of things and the data. And Joe, our youngest son, he helps out get me in and out of the car, get me strapped in. He's on the radio as well, talking to me in the pairing lanes. And Tim and Richard maintain the car and look after any repairs that we do as well.
Okay, nice close family there. Everyone's got their role, everyone knows what they need to do.
Yeah.
So Wayne, we're going to follow you out through the weekend. I mean, what tweaks have you done since Door Slammers? You were here last week at Door Slammers. Any big tweaks or just little small ones?
Well, over the winter we took the supercharger off the car and we sent it across the USA to a company called Hammer Superchargers. And Troy Critch, who runs the company, he reworks the supercharger for us, and it's now creating a lot more boost. With boost you add more fuel to make more power. So last weekend was the first time on Santa Pod's new track, which we found to be very good, and all the previous data that we had was almost meaningless. So last weekend was just a test event for us. It's good that it was the Door Slammers, and it was good that the weather was so good. And we came away with some great information. In fact, we got a couple of really strong numbers in the 60 foot and the 330 foot, and that's what last week was about. It was getting some data on the new equipment that we've got, and hopefully we can piece it all together this weekend and run some PBs and qualify exceptionally well.
Okay, great. Well, we'll be back in touch over the weekend, Wayne, and best of luck. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. See you soon.
think is Mojo Found. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. One run this year, and it was a PB, 6.34. And the speed, the fastest they've ever been, 223.30. That was in Q1.
He did some runs last weekend during the door slam.
Oh, of course, yes, but nowhere near as quick as what he's done tonight.
No.
Mind you, he was going right last weekend. Lucas Oils and a Route 62. Two key sponsors on the car, also with the support from NGK as well.
You see the rear wing. His son gas is not here, so the rear wing says hi gas. So Garrett, we miss you. At least they do.
So Belinda brings her husband to the line. All right, let's see what Wayne's got for us this time then. 6:34 in Q1.
He didn't change anything after that.
Oh, another super run for Wayne. 6:42.223. Well, he's got a race car this weekend. In actual fact, he's found another PB on his mile an hour there, just by 0.2. Had a little bit more time to build up the speed that time. Sorry, 223.53. It was a 6.42.